She was about to delete it. $8 million, 14 employees, all of it on one page. 3 years ago, Elena Vance had $17 and a dream she was too tired to talk about. She worked a job she hated for a man who didn't know her name. I made lists about lists. I thought if I could just organize the world, I could finally own a piece of it. I was wrong about the world, but I was right about the code. Her apartment had one window, one plant, one dream she had stopped talking about. She was 28. She felt 40. Her days were spent writing copy for chairs she didn't believe in. $400 for a life-changing comfort that cost $37 to manufacture. She wrote that phrase 40 times a week. She didn't believe in the chairs. She believed in systems. Clarity was her only religion. In the hours when the world slept, she built it. A way to automate her freelance life. A client tracker. A project pipeline. An invoice generator. All connected. All automatic. All inside one page. She called it the machine. It was her escape hatch. Her secret weapon. She had 2 clients. Her cousin's bakery. A guy named Derek who sold vintage watches. Neither paid on time. But the system was flawless. She shared the link on a whim. 11:47 p.m. She expected silence. Maybe a few comments from strangers. She woke up to a revolution. 412 notifications. This is exactly what I needed, they said. Can you make one for agencies? Do you have a paid version? She didn't have a plan. She had a Notion page. She charged $29 for access. 7 people bought it in one day. $203. More than Derek had paid her in 2 months. The first sale felt like magic. The 10th felt like luck. The 100th felt like a trap. Because now she had to keep going. Month 4, she quit. Her boss said, "Good luck, kiddo." She didn't look back. She built more. Project management, client onboarding, content systems. And at the center, the machine. 47 linked databases. Every customer, every dollar, every task, all visible, all controlled. She hired Marcus. He was her first employee. He learned the system. He answered tickets. He didn't ask many questions. She thought that was a good thing. Month 12, she crossed $100,000. She moved to Austin. She had a team now. She had systems for her systems. Year 2, 14 employees, 31 countries, $8 million in total revenue. All of it lived inside that one Notion page, one source of truth. She had become dependent on the structure, on the control. If something wasn't in Notion, it didn't exist. If a person wasn't in the database, they weren't real. Marcus felt it first. He asked to talk 11 times, not in a task, not in a comment, just talk. Elena logged each request, tagged them feedback. She never picked up the phone. She didn't have time for humans. She had a system to maintain. She thought clarity was the same as freedom. It wasn't. It was a cage. And then on a Tuesday, the cage broke. Marcus shared a link, a public link, to the machine. The breach happened on a Tuesday. It wasn't a hack. It was a mirror. Marcus had shared the soul of the machine with the world. For 12 hours, Elena Vance watched her world dissolve in the glow of a 5-inch screen. Every pricing tier, every margin, every institutional secret. The links spread like fire, from Reddit to Twitter to every competitor's inbox. She waited for the crash. She waited for the empire to crumble. The world saw the logic she had hidden away. They saw the cold, efficient engine that didn't need people. And in that light, it looked like a cage. She searched for a hack, a breach, a failure in the code. But the failure wasn't in the code. It was in the silence. The leak was Marcus. Marcus didn't do it to hurt her. He did it because he was already hurt. 11 requests to talk. 11 times she had assigned him a tag instead of a voice. She remembered him in the beginning. He was 19. He believed in the machine. He believed in her. He thought clarity was freedom, too. She called him that night, for the first time in 3 years. Why Marcus? Her voice was a ghost of itself. Because I needed you to see, he said. You built a system that runs without humans, Elena. But humans still need to feel human. I wasn't an employee. I was just another database entry. She saw herself in the system. The clarity had become her cage. She had organized her life until there was no room left for her to breathe. Control had controlled her. One click and the empire would be gone. She could start over. She could walk away from the $8 million mistake. She could be free. She didn't delete it. She shared it. Not just the link, but the power. She gave her entire team edit access. She gave them permission to break the machine. The team didn't destroy it. They humanized it. They added gaps. They added spaces for questions. They turned the machine into a tool, not a master. Marcus became the system's lead. He rebuilt it with input from everyone. Less control, more trust. The new version had fewer databases and more conversations. Revenue dipped for 2 quarters. The fear was real, but the connection was more real. And then it grew. Differently. Sustainably. Higher than ever before. She stopped being the architect of a prison and started being a partner in a community. The $8 million was just a number. The people were the business. Efficiency is not connection. Organization is not understanding. Control is not care. She learned that a Notion page can hold a business, but it cannot hold a person. The machine still exists, archived. She opens it sometimes, late at night, and remembers the woman who thought she could organize her way to freedom. The door was always open. She just had to stop building walls. For Marcus, who finally got to talk, and for Elena, who finally learned to listen.